seed to feed your wrestling needs. It's Mr. Main Event Brian Waters and the brains of the operation Cameron G.
We in the dungeon. We in the dungeon. We in the dungeon. It's the dungeon edition.
Hey yo, Mr. Main Event and the brains in your area.
I'm the boogeyman.
And I know that I'm scaring ya, tearing ya to shreds till you red. So
Rest in peace.
cause the competition's dead, networks are getting canceled. We get handfuls, so get your 20 seconds of fame like Eddie Mansfield. When the realm is cooking, then you know it's crime time like we hell from Brooklyn. You're stealing all your viewers and we mess with your plans. Join the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. In the dungeon, see, with Mr. Main Event, Brian Waters and the brains of Operation Cameron G.
What you gonna do?
When the realm runs wild, dungeon edition, see us coming down the aisle. You should know we worth it, cause the way we put it down is
absolutely perfect. What you gonna do?
when the realm runs wild. Blog Talk Radio, don't change the dial. Bringing heat like Eddie, I got one question for y'all.
Are you ready?
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the Wrestling Realm, the Dungeon Edition. 347-215-8265, the number to call in. Or simply, if you are at work and you still listening, log into the chat room. My boys from Inside Wrestling and quite a few other guests in there right now talking about TNA, Aces and Eights. But, ladies and gentlemen, you've been on Facebook, Twitter. I think Cam set up a MySpace and a Black Planet page. And
are you spying on me? Don't spy on me, man. You may not want to see what you find.
And don't forget Google Plus. You know that we indicated that we will be having a very special guest. Now, Cam, you know it wouldn't be right unless I had to, have a pipe bomb or two.
All right.
We don't guests who want to come on the show with another agenda to talk about what they used to be, what they could have been, but they was held back. We like to get the up-and-comers. We like to grow with our friends in this business. We like to grab those who will be famous in just a few years. So, ladies and gentlemen, today on a Wrestling Realm, we have a very special guest. Straight out of New York City. They like to call her Miss Indy. They also like to call her on Twitter the Amazing One. But I simply like to call her the one and only Miss Dom. Hello, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I figured you like that music.
I'm sorry?
I figured you would like that intro music.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I'm one of the biggest Kevin C. Marks out there, so that is a great surprise. Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, Cam's going to produce something that's even hotter than that for you.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get an original. You're going to get an original from me, most definitely. I
appreciate that. I really do appreciate the support and the love and everything that everybody's been doing for me. You know, that gives me a lot of confidence, and it makes me push harder to, show my appreciation to the fans that I do have. So far.
That's awesome.
Well, I tell you what, I like to know something. I'm gonna call you Miss Indy for now. We'll probably switch up throughout the whole entire interview. You got so many nicknames and all. I like to know who inspired you. Who inspired you growing up? Who did you watch, and who do you currently try to pattern yourself after, if anybody?
Well, a lot of basically the older wrestlers, such as Undertaker, when he was back in the early 90s or late 80s per se, and Sensational Sherry was always a big influence. I used to remember when I ran around the house thinking I was woman, and and really trying to, put myself out there as like a performer. It's really tougher than it looks, but I really do enjoy it for the most part, and it's absolutely an amazing feeling. There's nothing that can describe what it's like to climb in the ring and perform for a few people. As of right now, I'm just starting out, and I actually wrestle for UWU, and you can check them out online. And I believe it's uwuonline.com. And even though I'm not up on the website yet, I am actively, wrestling for them, and I'm on their roster. So it's a great feeling. Definitely a great feeling. And I do keep those wrestlers in mind. There's also Liani, I believe, I don't know if I'm even saying that right, Liani Kai, who was basically a really, really great wrestler. She roughhoused and stuff like that. So that's my target goal. That's pretty much my target goal. Would love to just get in the ring and roughhouse.
Well, all right. As sitting back, we've been talking through social networks and text through the past couple of months. And one thing,
Right.
you have that diehard personality. How do you plan to show that personality in the ring?
Well, it's definitely going to be switched up a bit because my character, my gimmick or whatever you want to call it, is pretty flirtatious and very sultry and very fun-loving. But then once I climb into the ring, I kind of have like a Bubba Ray Dudley little thing going on where I hear the ring bell and I automatically, start just trying to take someone's head off. So it's definitely different from the persona that I wanted to push, out there. But then again, I'm still very green and developing as a wrestler and as a person and stuff like that. So, just really, really excited to be doing this. And I had my first show on the 28th of August, and it was really bad. I'm not gonna lie, it was really, really bad. But
well, you got to remember that day, because that's gonna be your anniversary day.
Oh yeah, definitely so.
Yeah, I have a question for you. I mean, now you said it was bad, but I mean,
it was horrible.
Oh no! Were there a lot of nerves going into that match? How nervous were you on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you rank yourself?
It was probably at a 12 because it went off the scale. Because even though you're performing for a small crowd and mostly it's friends and family and some people who just pour into the gym because I train at the Gleason's Gym in Brooklyn, New York, and being trained by WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rod. So the way that he has it is just he likes to throw people to the wolves, and then you learn as you go with the training, of course. Now it was it was quite a surprise, but definitely my nerves were high, very, very high. And but after you get out there, once you walk through the curtain and you hear your music and what you're supposed to do, like the attitude changes, the butterflies go away, and you just want to perform at your very best. So definitely had jitters, and I think I'm going to have a few more jitters thereafter, but then after a while it just becomes like something normal and something very, relaxing, because I definitely know that when I climb into the ring, it feels absolutely comfortable. It feels like I'm home. So I definitely, definitely need to work on that, but definitely very nervous. Very, very nervous.
Okay. So this is what I always wanted to know. What was it like the first time you ran the ropes? Because, you know, as
I'm
children
sorry?
growing up, I said, what was it like the first time you ran the ropes? As children, when you're a child, you grow up, you watch wrestling. The first thing you do, either bounce off the two ends of the porch or run it. If you're in the backyard, you run from back and forth from fence to fence, you know, trying to do moves. What was it like the first time you hit the ropes?
It was very, it's hard to describe, really. It feels great, you know, bouncing off the ropes and taking bumps and so on and so forth. But my real problem is that since I'm kind of tiny, when I bounce off of these ropes, it kind of looks like, okay, you're supposed to hit the middle rope when you bounce off. I can't do that because I'm so small. Like, I literally have to sit on the rope and bounce off, and people were just like, how are you doing that? And I've definitely surprised a lot of people. Within my short amount of time training, I've developed quite quickly. So, it's definitely a feeling that needs to be experienced, because I can't describe it at all. It just feels wonderful. It feels great.
Yes, that's great. Now, you just spoke about that you trained with the legendary and WWE Hall of Famer Johnny Rodz. What's it like training under him, and how hands-on is he now? I know he's in his 70s. You know, he's an older man. How hands-on is he when it comes to the training?
He's not that hands-on, but he does mentor, and he does, you know, push you to your limit, your absolute limit. And there are times where if I'm training and he sees something he doesn't like, he'll definitely jump in the ring with me and be like, you're doing this too, you know, you're making this too impossible. Learn it this way. Learn it that way. Okay. He's very vocal. He's very involved in your training. However, he doesn't necessarily step in the ring. And I can understand, you know, and I respect the logic behind everything, because so far, so good. And I've been doing pretty well for the most part, you know, as a rookie, as I like to call myself, because I'm not a wrestler per se. Well, I don't think so. And it's very it's very cool program to learn from, and to have Johnny Rodz, you know, overseeing my training and so on and so forth. It's really a good feeling. Really cool.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, you travel quite a bit just to watch indie wrestling, which, you know, you have people out there, Sangan being one of them, who travels a lot to watch, say, the WWE. But you do a lot of traveling to watch, say, Ring of Honor or other indie promotions. How can you explain that dedication?
Well, I've been a Ring of Honor fan since like 2005, and to see them and their progression and it's just really, really great. And I would support them in any way necessary, by any means. You know, like I said, I'm a very big Kevin C. Mark. I've been watching him since he used to come out to his Mr. Ass theme song back in the day, and it's really a company that I see that has a future, and that's only if it's run appropriately. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I know exactly what's going on and I know about the business, because I just got in and I'm like not even, you know, close to realizing what it is to be a professional in the business. However, me as a fan, I would just love to see ROH and some other indie promotions such as Shimmer and OVW to progress and to flourish and actually give the WWE some competition. You know, that's pretty much my outtake on that outlook.
Now, I tell you, you know, I've heard so much about what it takes to be a professional wrestler. Now, you can speak on this from personal experience. Do you have any type of special training regimen that you do to stay in great shape and ring shape more than anything?
Well, it's all about conditioning yourself. If that's one thing that I can stress, you have to condition yourself. There's no way that, well, at least for me, you know, sloppiness in the ring is not an option. You know, you losing your breath and taking little breaks in between matches, it's not something you want to do. There was a story that I actually heard about one of the female wrestlers who used to train at the gym that I train at, and she would she would just get so out of breath, and so she was just more concentrated on the physical or like her look more than she did her